I'm Jeremy Carroll with Movieguide. You joined me on the putting green carpet of the long game. Let's talk to some of the cast and crew. Your character goes on quite the journey. What are some of the lessons that he has to learn along the way?
There's many scenes in the movie where his attitude and his retaliation kind of sets him back, and I feel like that's a lesson learned right there. Where whenever you're faced with any kind of hate, just learn to take it, and then you move forward and you let your talent speak for itself.
This is a great, inspirational, true story. Why is that important for society today?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like whenever there's a movie about inspiration and motivation, it's good for our youth. I remember when I was younger, both my parents worked 9 to 5, so movies were kind of the fill-in space to kind of help shape my character. So if I could, be someone for a younger generation to go ahead and look at this movie and they gain some kind of motivation or inspiration from it, I feel like I've done my job.
Love it. And this is a great bond between the players. They kind of lift each other up. Is there anyone in your life that's there for you?
Oh yeah, man. I mean, aside from my family, I got my younger brother. I got a great group of friends that I grew up with that I still keep in touch with, and I'm really lucky to have that because not too many people have a good circle around them. So I do, yeah. No.
What draws you into these kind of stories?
Man, I mean, these stories, what you realize is that there's some stories in life that if I tried to make a fictional version of it, nobody would believe it. And so when you come across one of these and you have the opportunity to put it on screen, I think it really inspires people because you realize that there's certain things that are possible that most people don't really think about.
And this is a great story about these guys coming together and really building each other up. Who in your life is there for you?
Oh man, for me, I'm the oldest of 5 boys, and my parents are immigrants from Cuba. So as a family unit, we were always there for each other. I got a million cousins that support me and aunts and uncles. I got a big community rooting for me all the time. So, man, that it was easy. It was kind of easy to recreate that rapport on set because, for me, I lived it. I lived a strong community that supports you.
So your character has a little bit of ways to learn, a few things to learn.
Well, I'm what I hope people today learn from, which is, there's no reason to be prejudiced, there's no reason to be judgmental, and there's no reason to actually take anyone. We're all Americans, so why can't we respect that? Or even if you're not American, if you're from somewhere else, at least respect people and their thoughts and their beliefs and their religious beliefs, political beliefs, whatever it is. So that's, I think, was important about this film.
Absolutely. And this is a great inspirational, true story. Why is that important for society today?
Well, we learn from history, do we not? And that's what this story is about. It took place a long time ago, but if we look at what's going on today in this country, it kind of rings true because we're still there. With the political divisiveness, the way people are talking to each other. To me, the film's about something, and truly something that's important that needs to be put a spotlight on.
This is a great story about a team that comes together and lifts each other up. Who do you have in your life that does that with you?
Oh, well, yeah, there you go. I got 3 previous Gregorys, right? Well, I have 2 previous. The first one is not here anymore. I didn't get to meet him, but honestly, it's my family. 100% it's my family. When I came to them with this crazy dream of mine at 10, they said, all right, go for it.
Yeah. This is a true inspirational story. Why is that important to get out there in the world?
I think the film has so many universal themes within it, and just, thankfully enough, not to the degree that these 5 young men had to go through back in the 50s in Del Rio, but these themes are still 100% prevalent today. And they're, it's not like racism has just completely erased itself from our country or our world as a whole. So I feel like it's really important that people come see the film because regardless of the color of your skin, your nationality, ethnicity, anything, I think you're going to walk away feeling inspired and you're going to take that back home with you.
Your character has some humbling to get undone,
He sure does. He's constantly a disappointment to his father, which was pretty funny. He's not the greatest guy.
And this team is really united and they build each other up. Is there anyone in your life that's there for you?
Some of them are here tonight, like my fiance and my parents.
And inspirational stories, true stories like this, why are they important for society today?
So many reasons, right? The fact that these guys won the state championship their very first year and built this golf course with their own bare hands is out of this world crazy. So I can't think of a better story to tell. And I never think there's enough stories about the Latino community. There could always be more. So it's just a great story for so many reasons. I just wish I wasn't such a jerk in it. But I think he comes around in the end a little.
Maybe in the sequel you can,
Yeah, Brett Cullen, though, he's the real villain. He's the real villain.
Did you have any golf skills going in, or did you have to pick some stuff up on the way? Or?
I've golfed on this. I'm like a 15, 16. I'm decent, but the camera made me look a little better than I am. I'll say that. But yeah, the really tricky part was using clubs from the 1950s. They're like sticks. So
this is a great inspirational story. These boys form an amazing bond. Did you have anyone like that in your own life growing up?
No, and that's a great thing because I'm here now, and it shows that when you want to do something, when you want to achieve something, when you fight for something, it can happen, whether you have somebody to guide you or not. It's wanting to do it and making it happen. Yeah.
And this is a great inspirational story. Why is that important to put out there in the world?
Well, coming from a minority neighborhood, it's very difficult to see anybody trying to achieve their dreams or to go for them. It's always go to college or get a job, start a family. And I mean, no offense to that, but there's so much more that we can do. There's a lot of talent in our culture, as we've shown, as you can see. And I hope that with this type of movie, it'll inspire them a little to just go for it.
So this is a great story, an underdog story. Why is that important for society?
I think it's really great for, I love underdog stories. You're always trying to fight for those people, and I think this story is really important because it shows that side of perseverance. These guys didn't have any resources to compete and play golf, and they were able to achieve something beautiful, wondrous, and that to me is really special, that this was a true story as well. So, yeah.
They had a great community and a great unit together. Is there anyone in your life that's like that for you?
Yeah, absolutely. I have a group of friends that are incredibly close to me, that are always supporting me, pushing me to be better, teaching me about movies, teaching me about scripts. And also, my family back home in Austining, New York, we've always been incredibly close, and I'm so grateful for the family I have, from my mom, my dad, my sister, to my grandma and my uncles, my aunts, and my little cousins. They inspire me every day, and I do this for them, honestly.
And what in this story really compelled you to go and get into this movie?
Well, I worked with Julio before, and when Julio sent me the script, I knew that I wanted to be a part of it. I mean, I think it's just such an amazing script, and I love true stories, so that was really motivating, and I wanted to learn how to play golf, so that's another one too, yeah.
So this is a great story, an underdog story, and this team comes together and they really build a bond. Do you have anyone like that supports you and helps you achieve your dreams?
My wife, yeah, I mean, she's number one cheerleader of mine, that's for sure.
Awesome. And when you heard about this story, what really compelled you about the plot that made you get involved?
Well, I mean, I think that any actor is going to jump on any opportunity to be in a period piece, regardless of what the subject matter is. So when I got the job, gosh, it was like a dream. I feel like I've met a lot of actors who have it on their bucket list to be in a movie in that time period. Yeah.
And this is a great inspirational, true story. Why is that important to get out there in the world?
Well, it kind of just goes to show how hard work has no substitute. How, regardless of how much discrimination or, how many obstacles you face, if you work hard enough at what you like doing, it can take you very far. And you might even accomplish something incredible depending on how passionate you are about it.
This movie, along with Blue Miracle, these true stories that are inspirational and amazing, what draws you into these stories?
Well, first of all, it's the human element, right? I'm drawn to people who are doing things and are relentless despite the odds. So that's the one thing. The other thing, it's a Latino film, we don't have many of them out yet. So that's the other thing. And I want to support the community, and I want to support great good storytellers,
And your character kind of needs to learn a few lessons along the way. What are some of those?
I think it's like anything, when you try something or you fail, which is a big part of life, you have a choice. You're going to take that failure and learn from it, or you're going to just let it define you. And my character has been defined by his challenges. And I wouldn't say they're his failures, it's like a social failure that's been falling on his shoulders. So, have you seen it?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Love it. And so, like Dennis Quaid's character, he kind of plays a great mentor, kind of a guide. Is there anyone in your life that's been there for you?
Yeah, definitely. My many people, really. But the first one that comes to mind is my foster dad. His name is John Cicilline. Really pretty much the very first and only real father figure I ever had in my life.
This is your first Hollywood red carpet?
Yes, it is. It's so amazing to be here.
What a great movie to be promoting. This is
yes,
great.
Yes, The Long Game, set in the 50s. I love period piece projects, and I love this even more because it's about, racism and the first Hispanic caddies to actually win the high school state championship. And people don't know this about me, but I'm actually Hispanic myself. My mom is from Honduras, and I play the original Karen in the movie, Margaret Cox, who plays a mean game of golf. So, but yeah, it's wonderful to be a part of this. And
Do you have any golf skills you were able to bring to the role?
actually, Dennis and Brent actually taught me a little how to swing on the golf course. We filmed in Bogota, Colombia, and it was kind of surreal to be, coached by those two pretty amazing golfers.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And Dennis plays like this great mentor and coach. Do you have anyone like that in your life?
I did. Actually, my grandma Elvis was my mentor. She taught me about acting and make-believe, and I'm actually writing a book about her. But actually today would have been my father's 75th birthday, and he was a mentor he was a Vietnam vet, and so tonight I'm honoring my father.
How did you come across this incredible story, this incredible book? How did you get involved?
Honestly, we optioned the book a long time ago. We turned it into the script, and we love the story, the true story of these young men that just overcame all the obstacles that they faced. They worked very hard, and they didn't allow even, the racism back then to defeat them. It's like, watch what we can do. And they didn't retaliate. They just said, just watch what we can do. They continued to practice. They worked harder than everyone else, and they became champions. And that's what it's about. It's about there may be circumstances that are against you, but this is what I'm going to do in a positive manner to overcome all of those and succeed. And we love that.
And Dennis Quaid plays an amazing mentor and coach to these boys. Do you have anyone in your life that was that for you?
For me, honestly, it's the Lord Almighty, so I'm a Christian, and so for me that is my inspiration and my hope and the person that I try and model all the time, so that would be my biggest inspiration that helped me to just overcome the circumstances and just make a positive impact in the world and hopefully bless other people. So that's my inspiration.
So this is a great inspirational story about overcoming incredible odds. Why is that important for society today?
Look, I've been saying it all along. This is a Latino-led, true American underdog story. Who doesn't love an American underdog story? Everything from Rocky, to Field of Dreams, to all these movies that are American-made, usually for American-made audiences. This is the same thing here. This isn't a Latino cast. This is a Latino-led cast telling an American story. And what I've been saying is these movies are important because it's not about this movie right now. It's about the 3 or 4 that are behind this movie that need the support of this movie to succeed so that Hollywood sees this as a success. So that's why for me, I'm excited about premiering it here at the Ricardo Montalban Theater. I'm president of the organization Nosotros that he founded in 1970. And when I first read the book, I knew it had to be a movie. And luckily I connected with the right people and it made it happen. And here we're premiering it at the Ricardo Montalban Theater.
And they have an amazing story and a great bond and supporting each other. Is there anyone around you that you feel the same?
I mean, my community, my Nosotros members, my supporters, this theater, my wife, the executive producer who came early in with me and trusted me and invested the money with me to option the book and get the scripts written. I mean, I was surrounded by some awesome people that took a chance, and I think that's what we have to do as a community, to speak life into each other and give each other opportunity.
Well, you know what? I think these stories that go forever untold, especially in the Latino being represented, this is something that needs to be done. It's just a lot of missed stories that we do have in these historical times. So it's awesome.
Yeah, it's great. It seems like an era that hasn't really been fully explored on the Latino side of things.
Especially when you consider the golf part of it. Like, you don't associate Latinos back in that time with golf. So it's good to have a story like that falls into that space, because other than that, how do you know about a story like that besides a film like this?
Absolutely, it's a great story.
Yes.
So
Excited.
there's an amazing bond between the players, and they lift each other up and they keep each other on course. Is there anyone like that in your life?
I have a lot of people like that in my life. That's a very good question. Family, friends, a lot of people that keep me on track. So it's very important, I think, for anybody to have that support system. Somebody that believes in you, like fully believes in you, it goes far in between a lot of people. A lot of people don't have that. So to find somebody that believes in you that much, that's willing to put everything on the line for you, and is like, you can do this, that's an amazing thing. That's what this is all about, right?
Why are these such important stories to be told?
Just as a counterpoint to all of the darker content that's out there, you know. I mean, you can't have the dark without the light, you know. So Dennis has been amazing at bringing a lot of these, true stories that also happen to be inspirational stories to the screen as of late. Not only On a Wing and a Prayer, but this movie and The Hill, which I also really enjoyed. And he's just a really great guy, powerhouse actor, and I'm here to support him tonight.
And Dennis is a great coach and mentor for these kids coming up. Do you have anyone like that in your life?
I wish I did.
Maybe Dennis will.
Yeah, no, I mean, he is. I mean, I've loved him. He's done so many sports movies, and he's been amazing in all of them. You know, Any Given Sunday is one of my favorites. So, I mean, I kind of grew up watching him and idolizing him as an actor, and, he's a great example.
Thanks for watching. Go ahead and subscribe and like this video if you like content that follows your values, and check out the review of The Long Game at movieguide.org.
If you enjoy videos that follow your values like ours, and you want to help us continue, go to movieguide.org/donate, because we're actually a nonprofit. You may not know that, but we're working in Hollywood every day to help families have more choices that follows their values. And also subscribe right now.